Drake? What? My ninjas. Yo, there's a phone call between Sauce and his baby.
Yo, it's diabolical, man. You can't trust nobody. Is what I be telling folk, man. You cannot trust everybody, man. That's the name of this joint right now. You can't trust nobody, man. You can't trust nobody, man. What happened? What my shit? I hope my shit.
I don't know what's going on with the audio sometimes. Yeah, I gave myself a new haircut. Drake. But yo, baby moms had a legal call between Sauce Walker and Shorty. First of all, my man beating Shorty, acting crazy. A lot of these dudes are emotional, man. But imagine if she didn't leak the call, man, and Drake is like, yeah, I come out there, do you know what I'm saying? Cause that's where Jay Prince Jr. and Prince are. That's like, those are the people that found them. Actually, it was Jay Prince's other son that.
But what up, cheeseburger? Was popping, everybody? Thank you for rocking with the kid. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. It's $8, random. It's popping, man. Good looking on the thumbs up. Thanks for let's get it shaking, man. I just want to like vent off of on my Knicks, man. I'm putting it out there, man. My Knicks are gonna win that chip. We got this in the bag, man. A lot of folks don't even like the Spurs, are just going for the Spurs over just because it's New York. You heard? But I got a good feeling about New York. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to that chip. And I'm once again I'm looking at it from like a documentary, historical, and betting. Like I'm wondering why the seats in the garden are 80 bands for like some nosebleed seats, or why it's like 45 bands and you chilling with the janitor during the finals. It's like, yo, because this is going to be very historical. They already saying that the series didn't even begin, and they saying that the Spurs versus Knicks is going to be one of the craziest finals ever. You know what I mean? So shout out to Wemby. I ain't going to hate. Wallah, what's going on, cuzzo? What up, Jake? Yallah, salam alaikum, cuzzo. What up, cuz? What up? Tyrone? What's poppin', baby? Yo, good looking, everybody, for the thumbs up. Let's get it shaking, man. Sauce Walker got a audio out there where he's, verbally abusing his baby moms. First of all, you never go in like this. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how crazy she pushes your buttons. At one time, it was good enough to lay with. You created a baby with the creature, right? But the audio is nasty. He's talking about Shorty talking about how he set her up and she got beat up, and he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna have my bitches beat you up again, ho." And I'm like, "That's your baby moms, man." But supposedly, once Shorty, any chick that messes with Drake, it brings on a, you mess with that nigga, right? Like I don't know what they go through. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to motherfucking Drake Drizzy, man. This is great promotion for the album too, man. And if you don't know, Joe Buttons has an audio out there where he's like, if I was a white girl, my name would be Janice. And go figure, one of my favorite joints is Shut the Fuck Up, Janice. Yo, shout out to Drake Drizzy, landing them bows, you heard? Like, yo, my son know how to, yo, what's poppin'? My son know how to throw them bows, man. But we gonna go outside. We gonna smoke a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to. It's hotter than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's really really hot today. So um. Oh, I did a good deed today. So if you don't know, I had a stream 2 seconds cheeseburger. You popped in, and I was driving because one of the tenants. Cost effectively, I should have charged them more, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, $10, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, this I don't want to put his business out there too much, but let's just say he got into a car accident and the car is getting fixed right now. You know what I'm saying? Insurance got him, right? So I mean they paying that, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, um He don't got the whip no more. So if you're in California, man, if you don't know what's going on, everybody, if you don't know, motherfucking, you need a whip, man. You know what I'm saying? So I come back from dropping off wife, you know what I mean, at the JO, and I see him. He's like, in his Cali talk, yo, what up, cut? You know what I mean? Like the Cali talk and shit like that. Yo, can you know what I'm saying? Drive me to the whip. So we did that today, you know what I'm saying? But what's going on, everybody? What's popping? I'm doing good, Tyrone. How you doing, pa? Wallah, Cuzzo, how you doing, brother? Yeah, what's going on, man? Hope everybody doing good, man. But yeah, man, I drove my son to pick up the Toro, and then silly us, we had to look up. The Toro, the new wave is like they have these key boxes and you put in a number, then it opens it so you could get the key. So we were like, what the fuck? But we did it, you know what I'm saying? But what up, what up, what up, cheeseburger? Word, man. I did my good deed though, man. My son needed that, you know what I'm saying? Because once again, man, if you don't know California, you definitely need your vehicles, man. And you need two of these motherfuckers everywhere you go. But yeah, man, we got to the whip. We chilling there. We bugging out because we hitting the joint. And then he's like, yo, what's going on? He keeps hitting C. We hearing the clicking sound, but and then I look up online and it's like, yo, you gotta, turn it. But yeah, man, I did my good deed. But what's poppin', cheeseburger? What up, Tyrone? What up, your rumper? What up, everybody? Hope everybody chilling. You know what I'm saying? Maintaining and grooving. Keep your positivity and your chakras aligned. You know what I mean? Make sure you good. Life is short, man. You never know. But word, man, it was cool, man, because we had a great conversation going there, and I learned a lot from him. You know what I'm saying? And yo, the traffic is diabolical, man. Diabolical, man. You know what I mean, cheeseburger? But knowing that you definitely needed a vehicle, I took them to the Spizzy. You know what I'm saying? It was actually parked. So how they do it is they either park it at businesses or gas stations. So it was at a gas station. We went, put the code in, got the key. He gave me bread. We chatted. So we were talking about if you don't know battle rappers, Danny Myers is a real frequent good battle rapper. So, he got pictures with Rum Nitty and shit. I'm like, yo, it's a small because I really dig battle rap. You know what I'm saying? I got pictures with Murder Mook and shit like that. Like if you don't know, you know what I mean? Battle rap is dope to me, you know what I'm saying? And it's wild because it's like they giving you an album every time they perform because you know what I'm saying? If you count the bars and shit like that. So it's pretty heavy, man, how much they could remember, you know what I'm saying, in 3 rounds. It's almost a gift. Because if you flip it, some MCs can't do that, and then they biggest issue sometimes is making music, right? But shout out to Sue Surf. I think Sue Surf is home, right? Cheeseburger. Anybody look that up? Sue Surf, a battle rapper. I hope he's home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, small. Yo, you know how that is, burger, like cheeseburger. Like sometimes it really is a small world. You go somewhere else traveling, boom, you see your mans in them. It's like and I network so much that I'm grateful that I met so many. You know what I'm saying? But holy man, my son know Danny Myers. He's like, yo, try to plug yourself in into like maybe the streaming segue. Maybe you could interview him as your first interview. I'm like, holy, set that up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I follow him as a battle rapper. Don't. I'm gonna be real. We thinking about going to Atlanta or more East Coast, more we could end up in Texas. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Or Florida. But there's a lot of other places when it comes to taxes and gas and shit. I'm gonna be real, cheeseburger. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, man. A lot of fucking people are phony. Yeah, come out here, and then you working it in and out. Fucking, you making high bread, but your rent is 7,200, and you need a V. You know what I'm saying? Like, is one of them. Planet Mars, man. It really is the other side of the earth. And yo, that's a great segue. Let's talk about it, man. That's a great segue on how America is the only place I know that, mind you, these are states. We're a country, but every state feels like a different country. Every time, now that I'm in Cali, it feels like its own country, man. It got its own laws. Motherfuckers are robbing, as much as they, you know what I'm saying? Just wild craziness, wild, wild west shit out here, right? And then, you go to New York, and it's like its own country. Or everybody have their own rules. Everybody have their own laws, and we're not united as you would think, right? Nah, no, look, no disrespecting, because I love the fact that I'm growing in Cali. That's another thing you could do here, Cheeseburger, because there is nothing to do that you're gonna grow. So let's say you have an issue focusing, come to Cali, man. Put your ass in the desert, work like I said, and in and out, or one of these ill places. You know what I'm saying? Where you could cover rent and the whip, and I promise you, you gonna tune in on and whatever you need to. Because me being from New York, man, the city is like, yo, there was so many folks, so much distraction. Your phone is blinging. Your man's got a birthday. Your other man's got a baby shower. You got to make appearances, because what I'm saying. After you get off of work, you just gotta do it, right? That's your man's and shit, right? So there was a lot of moving, man, and I didn't have a vehicle. So a lot of times I was meeting up with my mans that had one, or what I'm saying, sliding through on train or bus, you know what I'm saying? But I always got there. That's a thing all my friends and my family and people could say was like, yo, even though my man's ain't had a vehicle, man, he got to places, man. That motherfucker, his face was in the party, you heard? Not everything was a party, but you know what I mean. I was always outside. Yeah, shout out to Drake, man. Let's talk about it, man. I don't like see understand this. This was a phone call between him, Sauce Walker, and his baby moms. That un, until he started, fight beating her up and talking slick, she wasn't gonna release it. So once again, Drake could have slid to Houston one day thinking, yo, and my son is on some vendetta jealousy, you know what I mean? And Walker, coming from you. That's always showing your businesses, your restaurants, or your clubs, and how you always talk. How you want to invest and grow. Right? It's like, yo, you talking mad saucy there, man. You talking like somebody that don't got the M's. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very, a lot of people, their money is in their businesses, hence the business has to flourish. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, restaurants, or they could be a money pit. If you don't know what that means, it's restaurants in particular, because New York City has a lot of flavors, right? So you might have, let's say for instance, Vietnamese. It might pick up in that neighborhood real quick, right? Because it's the new spot and blah blah blah. But unless it has a good price and the food is good, it might not last. You know what I'm saying? What is your favorite bodega order? Yo, honestly, man, y'all gonna bug out. I go egg bagel, butter, jelly, bacon, sometimes cheese, morning. At night, I might do the honey turkey with lettuce, um, vinegar, oil, some mayo, and I'll do like some type of jalapeno type cheese, right? Like Monterey Jack, or one of them, one of them flavor type joints. Honey bun, yo, motherfuckers don't got moon pies out here no more. So I moved out here, and we went to whatever the store was out here, right? So we go into the store, and I go, yo, I'm telling my wife, like, yo, baby girl, you don't understand how rare, not rare, but how awesome these things are in New York, right? They sell them separate packs, 50 cent. You could buy one, a moon pie, it's a banana, right? Yo, no lie, yo, less than a month, man, a month maybe. I'm buying these motherfuckers. They cheap, 2 for $5 or whatever they were, 2 for $3, some crazy shit, right? Out of nowhere, they just discontinue. Like as soon as we started the war with whatever, word to mother, that item ain't on the shelf no more. And I don't know if people notice that, Cheeseburger, Tyrone. Have you ever been in a store where there's a certain item that ain't on the shelf no more? Like a lot of things are gonna expire, man. You know what I mean? You know, uh besides, like, I guess America's the only place that truly does this, but other stores are very small because they have maybe two tomato sauces or three, right? They have ba 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 ba. America has brands from all over the world. We have brand deals with, so we have so many selections of food and disposable shit, right? But yeah, man, a lot of shit is gonna be not on the shelf no more, and it's obviously gonna be the things we like, right? You know what I'm saying? One day you gonna go and you're gonna be like, oh shit, there's no more brownies? How the fuck they don't have brownie mix no more? But what up? Y'all was popping, man. It's $8, $8. Good looking for coming through. You know what I mean? We chilling, we maintaining. Good looking on the two thumbs up. I got the Bulls jersey. I was just TikToking with my peoples. You know what I'm saying? We was on the phone. Usually he hits me. I hit him in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And we were talking about Dennis Rodman sneakers, man. If you don't know, man, my man Dennis Rodman had if you bought those Dennis Rodman sneakers and had a shiesty now, because the way my shiesty and how the check is right there. If you had a shiesty with them Dennis Rodmans, on guard, you be King Cooper, you heard? Them shits is lit. Cheeseburger, how my audio, man? You hear me good, right? Clear? I'm just making sure. Thank you, Cheeseburger. What up, Tyrone? How you doing, man? What's your favorite Drake song, Tyrone? Talk to me, man. From Iceman. Let's talk about it. Yeah, man. Like I said, I post videos 10, 20 years ago, man. Like, when I was a little kid, people don't understand. They used to have it used to be a ski mask and it used to be half. And sometimes it would be green on one side. My cousin had the green and black, right? But one time we went to the store and they had the full mask joint. And then the back was Velcro, right? You would a last fit and it. But as soon as they came up with these shiesties, man, during COVID, I was like, and I always had ear problems. So yeah, I would wear earmuffs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anything to cover my ears from the wind, man. But shiesties are cool, man. As long as you wearing it and you got your face shown and you're not, thugging it too hard, right? And scaring folk, cause folk get scared, man. You could be thinking you forget you got the shiesty on. You walking up to an old lady and she like and you like, oh shit, my grandma, sorry. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, like I say, I wear it for the wind, But obviously today is hot, so you don't see the shiesty on. But my cook came out all right, yeah. It's $8, $8, man. You already cheeseburger. You already, man. Yeah, I could guarantee a few things, you know what I mean? My growth and me staying together with my wife, you know what I'm saying? So, and then the fact that growth comes with, me maintaining this YouTube activity, you know? So, I'm gonna put in my work, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my due diligence and shit like that. But I already see my shit manifesting because I already got like six something, subscribers. I do videos that do thousands and shit like that. So it's to somebody that's nothing, but to me it's cool as fuck. You know what I mean? And I'm a beginner dude, right? Like everything is so genuine and natural, right? But we gonna get popping. I'm gonna get, you know what I'm saying, a laptop so I could OBS it. I could link various platforms. Cheeseburger watch, man. I want one of those mini bikes they be riding out in Cali. Yo, you know what's the best thing? These guys, man, they get together on a Saturday, Sunday. They work hard, right? Monday through Friday. And mind you, I don't know if people understand this, but in New York, nothing closes. So you could literally have two jobs and work. There's so many 24-hour spots out here, maybe gas station tenants or so forth and so on. But even the restaurants and fast food close at like 10, right? At 9, everything closes out here in this little town. So that's a beautiful thing. So Monday through Friday, they put in that work, they sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. And then Saturday, Sunday, check this out, cheeseburger. Yo, what's poppin', Nathan? You can poop all you want. Yo, they get the dirt bikes, they get the ATVs, the four-wheeler joints, and then they load it up on these, these little, whatever. They got a nice big truck, but in the distance, I be seeing dirt just, and these little kids, they little kids, they out there with the dirt bike like this. They out of here, big. I love it, man. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I realized we should go to ride. That's how life be. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Life is like that, cheeseburger. I promise you, man. But let me tell you, man. exactly what you said about that, like working. Um, I realized young sometimes like you'll have a weekend where you're like, yo, on God, nothing really happened. In fact, more drama happens sometimes, right? Or now you involved with something, or something happened. Let's just say, right? And it's like, yo, I could have just went to work, man, and caught them 8 hours real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because the main thing I try to tell people is you're not missing anything anymore with the phone. As long as you got the phone, the way media integrated with CNN and all these things, so you there's so much at your disposal when it comes to news and information that you're never going to be out the loop when it comes at least to that part, right? And even at work, man, you could watch a couple of seasons of, you know what I'm saying, like there's some gigs out there that are so cool like that, that you could have the phone hidden, earpiece in the ear, and you watching Kevin Hart roast in the background, you heard? So it's how you maneuver these gigs. It's how to, I don't want to say kiss ass, but word, man. Sometimes clocking in extra, it really don't hurt. You know what I'm saying? As long as you making that bread and you out and you could, enjoy at least some of the day, right? And then you got your Sunday. But word, man, if you don't know, Monday through Sunday. So Monday through Friday was 9 to 5, right? And then Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, I worked 5:30 to 1 in the courthouses. So I would leave BDS, our office main base, and then I will go into the courthouses with the stenographer, with the courtroom, the they call them bailiffs, or security, whatever, the judge, your plaintiff, your the defendant, your like DA, everybody in the building, right? And then it's me, like, um my gig was consistent with being like paralegal. So what I would do is I would intake. So they would have a list of paperwork, which was like basically your blueprint. So when you get arrested, they will create this little paperwork of, your priors or what you got going on, right? Your address, who your parents are, a lot of information. And what I would do is I would turn that into a folder for my lawyer. So I will write basic information, what the case is about, what the charge is, his parents, da da da. Maybe a little synopsis, like, yo, man, this dude had a rough upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Chill out. I would do. You know what I'm saying? You got to be real, right? Like, one of my favorite stories is one of my friends from the neighborhood, man. He gets locked up for stealing at Home Depot, and his stupid ass want to come around and try to give me a pound and shit. I'm like, yo, hold that shit. I'm at work, B. Yo, what up, B? How you, man? I'm just talking, man. Talking, man. But yeah, man. So I would do that paralegal shit from 5:30 to 1 in the morning, and that's when I knew court and jail was a business, because it ran 24/7. Like, when you run a business 24/7, A, the money got to be good, and B, you're paying. Mind you, that courthouse would be stacked. Like I said, they would be the stenographer, the judge, your the attorneys, and then they would have private attorneys that would come in pro bono. Then you would have, um, you know what I'm saying, your prosecutor. Then you would have, your security, like I said, the bailiffs, or the guys that bring them from the bus, or the pen all the way up. You know what I'm saying, to the holding cell. So there's so many pieces that go into, you know what I mean. Yeah, hope this, let's go Spurs, man. Spurs Knicks, man. Let's go Knicks all the way. But yeah, bro, there's so many pieces when I saw in that courthouse, and now I understood why arresting not young black men anymore, but young black entrepreneur type niggas, like rappers, right? There's a lot of money in that, man. Yo, these dudes worked so hard, 5, 10 years to rack up maybe 5, 10 million, right? And in one little RICO, one little case, you could spend close to 2 mil, man. Yo, you want to know how much YNW Melly is probably spending? Yo, in 7 years, they've been still messing with that case. Yo, man. And obviously, my pops was a lawyer. He was a private attorney, so he would have an investigator. He had to carry like a gun, because what he was a lawyer, but at the same time he had to figure out. like the case. Like if it happened outside a bar, he wanted to go walk in there and try to get the tape and try to get various evidence to pile to try to win the case. You know what I'm saying? Like he was my pops was low key like that's when I learned, debate and vernacular and how to talk in public and how to, get your way out of shit, right? You know what I'm saying? It's how you say things, it's how your emotions are. When we got pulled over in Georgia and that cop took me and put me in the car, he was checking my temperature. He was seeing if I was gonna be, moving too much jittery, like if I got drugs from out there, or um if I was going to be too emotional. That means if you're emotional, that means you're hiding something. Like, yo, man, I hope you don't check my trunk, man. What the fuck happened, man? Like all those little key factors. You know what I mean? Nah, cheeseburger is just like at 44. I promise you, in your life, you're gonna gain certain attributes. You know what I mean? What up, Hova? What's going on? What's going on? Bato? What's popping, Hova? Cheeseburger. What up, B? Hold this hug, B. But yo, man, now it's an interesting. I always say, they go, Zay, what would you rather do now? And sometimes I would rather go labor more intensive gigs because um when you're thinking it's too much, it's overwhelming. It really is, B. And mind you, I was 19, 18, and then at 23 I had my son, and then you fast forward till 28, 29 when I lost it because of you know what I mean, the housing market. Then I get back on my feet that same year doing construction work. I got a basement apartment. You know what I mean? Like so much of my life's journey, you know what I mean? But cheeseburger, that's what comes with it. You know what I mean? It's like you're gonna have things and lessons that God gives you or whoever, right? And you're gonna deal with them your way. But how I deal with them is like I always say, try to do logic and refrain from emotion. Emotion got me into a lot of fights. It got me into a lot of arguing with the police when they would have let us go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm 44, man. You know what I'm saying? And I lived and learned, man. Right now, um, we're building. Hopefully I'll be a caseworker by, in 2 months. And there's just a lot. You know what I mean? I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, East New York. Single moms. Fast forward, my mom's took care of me, meaning I'm from the 80s and 90s where our parents believed in education, right? So she made sure that I went to a Catholic high school. She made sure that, I try to invest into John Jay Criminal Justice or St. John's, University. But whatever, you know what I mean? There was always a push towards education, like, bah, get your degree, bah, at least finish high school, bah, do this, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, at 44, man, you live and you learn for real, man. And that's all I could say, man. Yeah, Freeze, you heard? Yeah, man. Yo, I was one of them motherfuckers that felt for the bait card, you heard? So one day we drinking on the block, we moving and grooving, and I see a car with a screwdriver in it, and my man, yo, Zay, chill. I jumped right in like a goofy. Yeah, I thought, you know what I mean? Like I was like, you know what I'm saying, 16, thought shit was sweet. You know what I mean? Thought everything was a game. When you that young, you really think that everything you're invincible, right? You really do, right? But get pulled over, yo, and then the cop goes, yo, we were watching that car for like 2 hours, man. We know you didn't steal it, yo. So they ran me through the system, and once again, if I didn't have a lawyer or if I didn't have the good graces of knowledge, because my dad, he's on the other side of the glass, and I go, what's up, dad? And he goes, I'm not your father, man. Your name is Blase Blah, and I'm a represent you on this case. And he got me off, you know what I'm saying, for joyriding. He was like, yo, it's just joyriding, man. Let the kid, he's 15, 16, man. What's up, sidewalk? What's popping, man? But as much as you guys probably listen to me, you notice one thing. I never glorify the street life. I never glorify a gun. I never glorify smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it does and what it could do to certain people's brains, man. Like edibles, man. Yo, some folk can't handle edible cheeseburger. Motherfuckers will see God, the devil, uh, all in one. Woo! And niggas wake up in the emergency room, or fucking, they can't breathe and anxiety and shit. So yeah, man. I've been through this game, man, and I know it's changing. I know it's a young man's game, so I always, I respect that. You got to bow your hat, you know. I ain't one of these, I ain't gonna be 44. "Hey, yo, I'm fighting, yo, yo, old man, yo, get up. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't playing like we used to fight. You know what I'm saying? So me knowing that, like, this is what I mean about knowing stuff. If you have common sense to self, like I know this, I know my ass ain't gonna be outside at 10 o'clock. Playing around. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people play and it's like a roulette wheel, right? Or maybe like gambling. It's like, yo, you betting your life though when you play around in the streets or when you play with certain things in life. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I always go Fabulous or Jada. You know what I'm saying? But I say Drake right now, man, because like I told somebody to do this, man. Um, follow like like I go from 2008, right? And then I play Drake's albums and songs and I go, "Oh shit, I remember what I was doing. Oh shit, I remember this song was popping. Oh, and yo, his discography is nasty work." That's the thing I don't think people understand is like you could say it's 2026, but his past, like the things he did, the records he broke, the battles he had. Remember, he's probably one of the only rare rappers that consistently battled every fucking couple of years, man. Jay-Z had maybe one battle with fucking Nas. Jadakiss had battle with Beanie, and 50 had battles with everybody because 50 knew that there was money in beef. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jadakiss is that dude, man. And then there's some dude, Plesh, I don't know, trying to say like he murdered Jada on a beat and Jada don't want to do songs with the nigga no more. It's crazy how people be talking, man. You gotta understand this man Jada been writing raps or freestyle, whatever, however he delivers his artwork, yo, for fucking 30 years, man. This man freestyle or did songs with Biggie. He was around when Pac was alive. He did songs with Nas, Beanie, yo, my man Jada got a dope ass discography. That's why he shut the that place down when he came out with the, Who Shot Your joint. You know what I mean? Cause you realize, holy shit, Jada got a discography that's crazy work, you heard? But I will always like throw Fabulous out there because he made number 40 something, third three on the list, and they gave 45 to Jim Jones. Like they have a list of like the 50. French Montana made 50. Like it's wild, man. And this is why I think there should always be a division when you comparing rappers that are alive to dead. Like they should have two different categories, man. You know what I'm saying? Rappers that are dead, I will always go Tupac, Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? That's Zay Dollar. You know what I mean? Let's not go crazy. But you know what I'm saying? And I like 50. Like I do that Drake shit with 50, and I'd be like, oh, and Dipset. Like, oh, there's a lot of songs that I was like really vibing to at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? But and R&B, man, thank God for R&B. You're like, oh, because a lot of clubs would end with R&B, man. That's why a lot of the vibes at the end, when you went to the parking lot or went to the streets, it was cool. Because the last song was some Whitney Houston shit, right? Like no beef, you know. How you gonna beef on Whitney? That should be a shirt. How you gonna beef on Whitney? But word, man. Life is diabolical. Life could get crazy. But I noticed this when I was soaking in my depression or my darkness, the world was giving that back to me. Like everything I couldn't find work. What I'm saying? This happened, you step in shit, you fucking lose $10. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as I flipped it, I was finding $20. I was finding work. I was finding, it's bugged out, man. It really is. And I know sometimes it's hard to do it when you're just in this mode of like, yo, I work, I do this, what the fuck, man? Like, but word, man, you know? That's why, like I say, man, doing this good deed, driving this gentleman to get his Toro rental, you know what I'm saying? Was kind of dope, you know what I mean? So I always dig that shit, you know what I mean? Like my nigga was like, "Yo, you could." I was like, "Yo, I got you, my ninja. You heard?" But yeah, man. Nah, I'm the cheeriest motherfucker, cheeriest apple out here, man. Trust, man. You know what I mean? Hence the reason I got this channel, man. Cause all my shit is just positive. Like there's nothing. I got a thick skin. I stay pushing. You know what I mean? It could be zero people in the room, and I still be. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. Now, Hova, you could talk, man. You could do you, man. You know what I'm saying? You could cry, River. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna work on this side. Ain't gonna. That shit does nothing to me, man. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Drake, man. They trying to shoot you up, man. And Houston, Drizzy. Motherfuckers really hate motherfuckers is on top, man. You know what I mean? Even Hove. Yo, it's funny because there was a so Oskino, if you don't know, Oskino is from State Property, or he's from, you know what I mean? Rockefeller days, let's just say, right? State Property boy. But Oskino, he had a take on, because Jay-Z and his freestyle on the Roots, that little event they had, Jay-Z mentioned Oskino and shit. So Oskino was like, he brought up something like, yo, how you turn dreads to afro? And literally the next day there was a group of women that came out and said it took like 5, 6 days, man, to fucking take his dreads out. And I'm like, yo, Hove, just cut the shit and go back to Caesar, man. Just bring the Caesar back, man. Fuck all the hair. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folk, every time they cut their hair, it seems like they never really had it, cause like all that shit is weave and shit. Yeah, man. Yo, that's another thing. B is like uh this is why they getting murdered and buried, because yo, everybody trying to be a tough guy, man. Everybody trying to be a comedian. Everybody, y'all motherfuckers have bad time in awards, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know when to say shit, how to say shit. It's like y'all all discombobulated and shit. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. That's why, like, my channel is on some, like, yo, positivity, my nigga. Yo, come over here. I'm gonna teach you something, give you some advice. You know what I mean? Like shit worked out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really like gutter, man. Poor. You know what I mean? Worked for every cent, everything I bought. You know what I'm saying? Everything I got. You know what I mean? So that's why everything feels different. That's why folks are like, yo, you still got that jersey from fucking 10 years ago? It's like, yeah, man. Like, I made sure to buy shit and then take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but word, man. Yeah, they trying to get Drake out of here, man. And Drake, stop fucking everybody's bitch, man. What the hell's wrong with you? My nigga Drake be smashing every ting that move, man, on 2 legs. What up, girl? What up, ting? But word, man, the fucking Knicks are in the finals, man. So if you don't know, I had previous videos. I was going for the, you know what I mean? I know B is funny as hell, man. I was going for the Charlotte Hornets because of LaMelo Ball, you know what I'm saying? But secretly, if you don't know, all the Knicks shit attire I got, I'm a born Knicks fan. And as soon as they demolished you know, Cleveland, I really felt like, yo, we might not might we gonna win this shit, and it's gonna go down in history because it's like 50 years. Frazier's still alive, Spike Lee's still alive, so let them enjoy it type shit. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of money, man. Once again, some of these seats are $90,000 just for a seat. One seat, 90. Imagine that. Like somebody get paid 60 bands a year, right? And a ticket costs 58,000. It's like what? Like on one seat, one night. It's not like it's multiple nights. It's just that one night, man. So I got a feeling that the reason why it's so expensive is because some historical shit is gonna happen. You know what I mean? But yo, shout out to the Spurs, shout out to the Knicks, man. Shout out to Brunson, man. I seen a lot of cool highlights about that man. Drafted 33rd by the Hawks, traded to the Mavericks. The Mavericks got him busy, but they were trying to build a team around Luka Doncic and not Brunson. So they were, Brunson is a ball hog a little bit. You know what I mean? So that wasn't going to work out. Long story short, he took a pay cut just to be with the Knicks, and then when they re-signed him another 4 year jammy, he should have made 290. He made like 160 because he wanted the money to. And long story short, they got Cat. They got you got your man what's my man? I like my man Jose Alvarado. There's a lot of cool motherfuckers they picked up. You got Bridges, you got Bridge, the other Nick, you got Robinson, you got my man Anubo, you got freaking Josh Hart, you got the Knicks got some dope ass key figures, and then they got some centers that look like they could give Wemby a little issue. And Wemby, you better chill out with your goofy ass elbows, man. Knicks ain't gonna take that, man. We gonna snap that shit in half, man. You know what I mean? Mr. Steal Your Girl, Drake Drizzy, man. He is in them DMs for real. Word, man, word. But it's bugged out though. It really is though. Like when you see like when you see shit from like a business standpoint, you understand um you know like the rollout, I call it, right? Like they were like the Knicks were in the playoffs the last couple of years, but this one, the significance, the 11-0, the Brunson MVP Eastern Conference, um, you know, uh, everybody playing a role. They picked up two other cool cats, you know what I'm saying? Or four. And they built around Brunson, and I like that, you know what I'm saying? Because, yo, when you look at my man from when he was with the Mavericks, yo, they have a segment where it's like every time the buzzer beat is gonna go, yo, Brunson will hit it. Like the thing about his like resilience, or he don't break when the lights camera, you know what I'm saying, like that man is like locked in for real, you know what I'm saying. So shout out to Brunson, man. um and that's all I can say, man. The fucking Knicks are in the finals, man. That shit is wild, man. You know what I mean? And this is why I tell a lot of people, like, if you fell out of sports, get back into it, because you never want your city or your little place, I mean your city, to lose its football, baseball, or basketball team, man. It's a good way for economy. It fills up, people's pockets working there. Yo, if you ever been to a stadium, man, the employees that are just walking, mirandering around, my nigga, stadiums, at least they do that, right? And even if it's for like the 6 months or whatever the season is, 82 games, you could get locked in like in Madison Square Garden to, stay on board to do other events. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's dope as hell, man. When you have a stadium in your backyard. And Hove, yo, I always had, yo, Oskino had a dope, Hove, you 69,000 years old, man. Like me, I'm 44, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like that a lot of artists wait too long to just come back, and I know you're doing business, Hove. I know you got a lot on your plate, pa. Yo, salute to you to get into that Billy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a Drake fan, and I'm just gonna stay Drake. I never liked Camel Joe, man. I never liked Jay-Z, man. He wasn't my type of rapper. If you go Jay-Z or Nas, I would choose Nas every time. You could say Cameron, Jay-Z. I'm gonna go Cameron. You can say 50. I'm gonna go 50. Kanye. Like, yo, there's a lot of artists I like over Jay, man. I didn't like his braggadocious and the way he treat. Yo, this one of my things, my gripes, right? So Rollo is an artist, an Atlanta artist, and he's invested in his community. And I'm not saying Jay don't do it, right? But my big thing is Hove. You know, you got Rockefeller, Rock Nation, you know how contracts are. You know how they try to bash these artists and take their publishing and they masters, right? So what do? You sign motherfuckers to even more diabolical contracts. You heard? Making mad money off of Rihanna. She don't even want to perform no more. You made mad money off of Nicki. You make mad money off of a lot of artists, bro. And when it's time to, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. Like, relinquish some of the royalties, or I don't know what it is, man. Like, cause the flip side is, motherfucker, you should have read that contract. But I know the game. Sometimes they hire their attorney to, sign your own contract, which is wild. You know what I mean? But the game is diabolical when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because the main thing you want to hold is your masters. What your masters allow you to do is for that song when you're publishing as well. When that song gets released after the fact, if it's put on a movie, if it's put in a commercial, you get paid. You get a check, and that's forever. So a lot of these guys don't have their masters. That man does. A lot of people, you know what I mean, don't have their pub. He does. He owns a lot of percentage of a lot of good songs, a lot of, you know what I mean? So that's my thing. If you were at this level in the game, what's going on, Hashana? You should have been teaching folk. And Hove was very private. Hove was very like, I'm that nigga, right? Like, stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I dig his privacy life. But you know what I mean? Get your master's cheeseburger. That's a fact, man. That's why Tyler the Creator, I like. I love his scene. I wish Frank Ocean didn't have to deal with it because Frank Ocean was a beautiful soul too, man. You understand me? So there's a lot of cool artists that just fall under that. They get fucked up with the contract, and now you know what I'm saying. And then it's up to us as consumers to be like, yo, let's keep that artist in the mix and things. You know what I mean? But that's how Atlanta was doing it. Atlanta was smart. They were doing songs for each other, pro bono. You do it for me, I do it for you. You know what I'm saying? They were spreading the word. This is maybe before Instagram and a lot of, maybe MySpace, Facebook days, but they were making sure that every artist was, getting they just do, man. And everybody was eating. Jeezy, T.I., you know, the Yin Yang twins, motherfucking who's that dude? T-Pain, motherfucking Little John. Um, yo, I goes in right now, man. Uh, my man that got signed to Diddy, I like him. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, he has a cool little name. But all those guys, man, that they were just networking the right way, man. You know what I'm saying? When New York motherfuckers was beefing with each other and acting crazy and shit over bars, they were like, yo, fuck all that shit. Let's get to this bag, man. You know what I mean? Nah, he was this dude that I think he signed to T.I.'s label, I believe. Um, uh, Young Jock. I think Young Jock, right? Young Jock used to be cool. I used to remember these guys used to make anthems, right, for the club. Atlanta was trying to give you a scene of let's dance, let's have a good time. Big Meech was out there throwing racks. You know, when it was good music to bump in the car, especially Jeezy. Jeezy had like hard hitting, like this is when motherfuckers had four 12s, 13s speakers in their trunk, two in the yo, the car was yeah, what up, yo? Sitting on that candy paint with the joints. Those yo spinners and shit. Those are the days. But motherfuckers wasn't beefing like they beefing now, man. You can't even have a good time, man. Not even at a graduation. I finally seen graduation fights. Finally. You know what I mean? I seen a dude going to prom with a switch in his prom suit. Holy man. Bad Boy South. You ain't lying, Black. Thank you, Black. Black. It wasn't T.I. You ain't lying. Bad Boy South. Remember? Yes, yes. Even Diddy had an ear for that. You see, a lot of people didn't understand when Philly, a lot of places were very stringent on who they worked with. Unless they were on your label, motherfuckers was not. Here comes Atlanta. Motherfuckers doing songs with each other. Motherfuckers is doing shows with each other. Putting themselves, banking on themselves. You know what I mean? But word, man, that scene was so dope from 2004 to like 10, 12, right? There was like the scene of like dancing, having fun, dope music, ludicrous, golden bowls, boom, boom, boom. Yo, Luda, to me, Luda was my Gaza, man. Yo, golden bowls. Remember that? There was this fat dude that he had a dope little joint. Remember the helicopter? Swing your shirt like a helicopter. Yo, there was mad artists like one hit wonders, man. But they were, the music was fire, man. You know what I mean? Word, man. I remember this one song was like, I know you waiting for daddy. It won't be long, shorty. Be patient. I'll be coming for you. Yo, and then it was like these two dudes, 85 South somewhere shit. I know you waiting for daddy. It won't be long, shorty. I'll be coming for you. Yo. Yo, and the beats and the whips, if you had, yo, and this is at a time in the late 90s, 2000s when you would take your car and try to tweak, get better speakers, get a cool little Discman thing, you know what I mean? Like, yo, we were really heavy on music in New York, man. I don't know how it was everywhere else, but music got us through a lot of shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, fucking Drake, Drake is everywhere, man. Everybody's mouth, man. But yo, B, Jay-Z, man, he dissed a lot of people too, man. And I already said that when Drake dissed him, like the jig is up, I said it's gonna be a rollout for Hove. And depending on how Hove deals with, like, who knows what if they're building a case on him, right? Because, everybody else but Diddy and they get locked up, but everybody else gets to chill. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you have seen that, but let's just say the spaghetti files, a lot of those guys aren't going to get um acquitted or whatever. Like they're not going to bring the law to them just because their name is in the spaghetti files. And I'm like, that's fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Kelly, they got R. Kells. What's going on, last bit? They got R. Kells. Happy Tuesday. How goes it? Yo, Tuesday, baby. The fuck it is, man. And yo, I don't know where you guys are, but the heat turned up. The sun, oh my god. And yesterday the moon looked like it was in my pocket. Yo, the moon looked like you could touch it. It was right there. I don't know where the moon was for y'all, but damn, the moon looked like it was right there yesterday. But what up, last beer, man? Happy Tuesday, everybody. But word, man, motherfucking my Knicks in the finals. You know what I mean? I really wanted to go off on um the sneaky shit. So that's what the Drake and the Sauce Walker baby mom thing brought out of me. It was more my take is like, damn man, if Shorty didn't post this, no, like nobody would have known the animosity you and mind you, Drake's in a circle that they doing streaming shit. Sauce is like a lot of folk are doing streaming shit, right? So you never know if you was gonna bump heads with this man and not knowing that he wanted to take your head off, right? So it's just I don't like the sneaky shit, the backdoory, the talking behind backs and all the I don't know what happened to our nation, man. Because first of all, Hove did say something I'm gonna be honest that I did like was the chatty patty. Like once again, like I remember like working or wherever I was, man, at my friend's dinner table and the wife would say something and the husband always had basic replies. Yes, no, very logical, old school, you know what I'm saying? There was no discussion, you know what I mean? There was no gossiping, right? Like it was just a weird fucking way of living. And I liked it. You know what I mean? Because there was privacy. There was you mind your business. You know what I mean? You fell in your lane. You knew where you stood. You know what I mean? Like it's there was just the way of the world, man. You know what I mean? And online nowadays just allows everything to just be. You know what I mean? Folks could just, act the toughest in the motherfucker and be the softest nigga out here. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, Hove had that line, man, the chatty patty line, man, and that's all I see, man. Like you got, a lot of these interviewers, and we was talking in the whip just now, like how you could have a dude that like lived his whole life and then he gets interviewed and now he reopened the case because he's just trying to live on memories or trying to be Mr. Badass. And now look at what you did. You don't see I don't even when sometimes, yo, what do you think about Mr. Orange or fucking yo yo, if you say the cloud's green, man, the clouds are green, man. It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause yo, motherfuckers is trying to get everybody out of here for what they thinking or saying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, holy, holy. No, it's all good. Do your thing. Word, man. Motherfuckers. Um, my bad. I was being technical, but yeah, man. The world. You know what I'm saying? The world's bugged out. The world's bugged out, man. Shit is fucking filthy out there, man. Let me go smoke a little sun, and then we'll end the stream. But I just wanted to talk about the Drake shit, how salty that is, how backdoory it really looks. You know what I'm saying? And word, man, it's fucked up. Word, my nigga, Mr. Orange, b. Gas prices are still through the roof. Shit is. But word, man, my man said he knows Danny Myers, man. If you don't know battle rap, let me talk my battle rap shit. So it all started because of Smack DVDs. If you don't know, it was these DVDs that at the barbershop or in your crib you will watch. It had rappers doing a thing, freestyles in the beginning, a couple of videos, and then at the end of it, it would have a battle with, no name artists at the time. And one of the artists, Murder Mook, you know what I'm saying, became a household name, let's just say. But go figure, I talked to my man's that went to go pick up the whip, and he told me, yo, he know Danny Myers and fucking Rum Nitty, because Rum from Arizona, so I guess they be, you know what I'm saying? Like, we back outside, man. But what a small fucking earth, because not that many people are into battle rap. I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was cool, man. Like having motherfuckers, um, go at each other verbally. You know what I'm saying? A verbal scrimmage. You know what I mean? But I was like, holy shit, Danny Myers. Like Danny, if you type in Danny Myers versus anybody, he battled your favorite artist, man. You know what I mean? Shit is low key fire. But word, man, Rum Nitty. And if you ask who right now who's your favorite, Rum Nitty, man. It might be a tie between Loaded Lux and Rum Nitty, but Nitty is nasty work, man. You got New Jersey Twerk, you got Black Tea, you got a lot of cool, you know what I mean? Tall T, T Top. But I was like, what the fuck is this about? What a small earth, nigga. Like, wait, you, and then he go show me pictures with them chill. You know what I mean? I'm like, and if you don't know, man, I can have a whole fucking conversation on just battle rap, man. Like, go look up Loaded Lux and motherfucking New Jersey Twerk. My man Loaded gave him the balls, baby. And I think that's a creative way to get to paper. I always like that too in life. You know what I mean? When people create these lanes that like never were was a like a money lane. Yeah, Arsenal, bro. Arsenal, Mr. Disrespectful, word, man. So back in like the 2000s, right? I was going to a lot of these battles from like '08, '09 to 2014, 15, 16. So one day I come in, right? And this is a dope ass story, yeah. So one day I come in, I'm chilling, vibing and all that shit, you know what I mean? Got the Henny bottle inside the coat, got the L's, the Dutches, and my weed. So I go in there, and for some reason my man goes, yo, come over here, man. So I came to this velvet rope, and he's like, all right, man. And he's like, and I go in. No lie, man. I sit. First of all, sitting at a battle is a privilege, right? So, it's a upper decker type situation. I forgot the theater. It was a cool little theater that they were in. Um, so I sit down, and go figure, Star from Buck Wild. I don't know if you know that, but he sat next to me. I'm taking pictures with Cortez, motherfucking Murder Mook. All the battle rappers, Loaded Lux at the time. So and like I said, I'm a diehard music. I listen to bars. I don't just like, hear the song. I listen to what they saying, right? So, yeah, man, bars over everything, man. Word. But they used to have a lot of cool events, man. And I was lucky enough to see Conceited still battle. Conceited was battling at the time. Um, I got to see, of course, like I said, Murder Mook, Cortez, Sue Surf, Free Surf. I don't know if he's home yet, but Free Surf. But word, man, battle rap. And then when you broke it down, like, oh shit, these motherfuckers is giving you like almost like a half an album every time they battle 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? But and some of them keep going, man. Charlie Clips, shout out to Charlie. Shout out to let's not forget about Tay Rock. Tay Rock, one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? Um, K Shine. A Ward. Um, Shoddy Horror, if you want to go overseas. Jen, if you want to talk, Serious Jones. Yo, there was mad fucking artists, man. And a few of them actually got, if you don't know, a few of them, Murder Mook actually got a contract with Rough Riders, which was pretty cool. Sue Surf right now be DNA. DNA that guy too. Um, He's like, if you want to put like the founding fathers, DNA's in that mix with Surf, Mook, Lux. You could put Calico, Big T, the dude from Chicago. Yo, there's a lot of motherfuckers, but DNA was definitely, and DNA, if you don't know, y'all check out this cool little nitpick history joint. DNA was like the first to integrate into like ESPN, commercializing it, right? So there was at a time when they were signed by Caffeine, and Caffeine was promoting them, pushing them, giving them a lot of avenues to get to that bag. And I remember watching sports one day it was ESPN, man, and I see K Shine and DNA, rapping and shit. I was like, yo, shout out to that, man. That shit is so dope. You know what I mean? Shotgun Suge. Yo, Shotgun got one of the illest third rounds, man, in history, man. And it was like besides the dot on your head, dot on your leg, dot on your dot Murder Mook joint, but um damn, he said some shit about like he was like, "Yo, while you was watching Toy Story, I was loading, bullets in a Glock. While you was, eating macaroni and cheese, I was while you was playing with Mr. Potato Head, I was putting a potato on a yo." The crowd went crazy, man. Word, man. Shotgun Suge, one of them ones, man. Word, and I like that. He's getting healthy. He lost a lot of that weight. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, man. You want people to live. That's why I don't understand what happened with the algorithm with that. We didn't want our artists to be remembered. We want to see them still. That's why I think we cherish celebrities at our time. That's why we, you know, artists were revered as like this mystical person, right? That knew how to rap and shit like that. But that came with privacy and a lot of other shit. But now that, everything is everywhere. It is what it is, you know. But we really used to value celebrities differently, man. Let me tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you saw the girls from Golden Girls or 227 or fucking one of them shows, man. You was like, "Yo, what up? How you doing, Miss Lady? Oh shit, I watch your show, man." You know what I mean? But now you old and shit. You cook, man. Look at your grandma. You cook. It's like, damn, nigga. Like what? That's motherfucking. But yeah, man, we gotta hold on to our celebrities, man. Yo, what up, Beans? What's poppin', pie? Shout out to Wildin' Out, man. Yo, Nick Cannon got a cool little record of like the comedians he put on from Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, Little Rel, um, 85 South dudes. You know what I'm saying? Or like, yo, he put a lot of comedians on that actually, you know, uh, got to the bag. So Nick Cannon is cool as fuck sometimes when I look at what the things he does and you know he's a very interesting dude, let's just say. You know what I'm saying? He's very interesting. He does a lot of shit behind doors too, like those dancing shows or those like um the unmasking singer shit. A lot of that shit is Nick Cannon, b. He did a lot of the Nickelodeon shows. That was Nick Cannon. You know what I mean? So Nick is a wild dude, b. You know what I'm saying? And he be fucking getting these BMs pregnant. Like, whoa. He said the other day he want to get Mariah Carey pregnant again. He like, yo, Mariah, I want three more out of it. Nigga, wow. He said, "Yo, Mariah, yo, I want. Let me get two more, yo." Yo, only fucking Nick Cannon, man. But yo, I always go back to the Ray J fight because Ray J, he talked a lot of shit, man. If I talked as much shit as that man did, and I got the 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 nod of the century, man, my man had birds and stars going around his shit, his knot. Nah, yeah, like I ain't gonna do the when he was battling Eminem, I said it was that's bad news, my Jeezy. I was like, yo, don't do it. But when it comes to business, Nick Cannon is nasty work. And hence the reason why he could afford all those kids, man. He really is. And he's a cool dude. The way he breaks it up, Monday through Sunday, he goes to eat, you know what I'm saying? He tries the best he can, right? You can only be, in one place, whatever, you know what the fuck that saying is. But word, man. I always loved how, in the media how they portray Nick and they shit on him and they do weird shit, but then they'll uplift Chief Keef. And then in my head, I'm like, wait, what's going on here? This is something is wrong here because it should be reversed. Like Nick, I mean, Chief was wrong because Chief actually did some cool investments and has a lot of smoke shops. But man, Nick should be promoted a little bit. Like, all right, so Nick should be promoted more than Ray J though, right? Like Ray J talking about he gonna die. He opened up his mouth. Whatever drug he on, he allegedly, man. Yo, it's not good news, man. They said he took his ass to what's that? One of the crazy houses or something. Yeah, Ray J. Yo, first of all, I know in the mirror you think you look you like me. You got the little chichos here. Your back look a little crazy work, but you still yeah. Yo, my man, there was like a 15-year difference. My man gave him he gave him the cocotazo, son. Cocotazo. Hi. Oh, that shit went. Yo, the dude interviewing him was like, God damn, when you get closer to somebody that got the knot, you're like, damn, that shit is that, yo, that shit 3D. He had a 3D sculpture. Word, man. He ain't see it. And yo, another thing he did that was stupid was he should have did boxing instead of UFC. UFC has um the gloves a little. I think it's like 4-ounce gloves. You should have stuck to the 12-ounce where, yeah, it's more padding. You know what I mean? But shit, you would have not left with that fucking cocotazo, right? That nigga had um, what's that shit? He had the president monument on his joint. That nigga wilded out, B. And yo, I like certain clips with Adrian Broner when he looks like he wants to do the right thing. I hope he doesn't become like that tail that we're like, yo, we told you to stop drinking, B, because he drinks a lot. And if you don't know, a lot of folks that drink, uh, the next thing in line a lot of times is diabetes. If you don't know, alcohol and beer have a lot of sugar in it. So a lot of folks, first of all, you get that beer belly pipa going on. You know what that is? That's your liver is not doing its job fast enough because you're intaking too much. So it's inflaming. Your body's inflaming from the inside. You know what I'm saying? So it's wild, man. All those folks around him and nobody's telling him, yo, my nigga, yo, you know what we're gonna do for a month? We're gonna put you in this thing because it's gonna take 3-4 months to get alcohol out of your system if you don't know. Alcohol is a battle. I never was a drinker. Me and BZ, we're more like we heads, but to the people that were drinking, man, drinking is a battle, man. They call it the shakes for a reason, man. You know? Anything that does that to you. When I heard some shit like that, I was like, wait a minute. So you telling me, I'm a little kid, we little kids, and you telling me they got, AA meetings and you got this program. Yo, how strong is alcohol, man? Like how You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, yo, it's that strong, man. Everything in moderation, Papa. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers wake up with the Don Julio Fulio. Boop. Yeah. It's like, yo, that shit destroying, man. It destroys, man, your body for real. Alcohol was one of those funny ones, right? Like they always try to throw good news out there. Yeah, if you drink wine and yeah, it's good. Yeah, yeah, all right, man. Just like y'all said, cigarettes is good, right? But word, man. We doing good. What up, Tyrone? Hope everything good, man. What's up, Papa? We chilling, we talking. I was just discussing Sauce Walker. Once again, it boggles my mind because if Shorty didn't upload it for us to hear it, it would have just been between them. And God forbid, like I tell folk, Drake does have a base in Houston with, Jay Prince and all those boys. What if one day my man's like, yo, come out here, you know what I'm saying? Like Confessions, where All Star JR got beat the hell up and he the only one arrested. You heard? Yo, these flavors. First of all, you know what used to scare me was when Ciroc was playing around with them joints, and I was like, "What? Coconut, mocha, choca, boca, doca, dica." Yo, I'm good, man. That I used to like. Yo, Hennessy was like a good Hennessy, Bacardi, you know, but I used to chill with big white guys, paws, and Italian. They like Jameson and shit. Like they like they whiskey and whiskey. I was like. I remember I went to a bar, man. It was called like whatever it was, man. It was the number for when you had a beeper. If you typed it, it meant love. It was like 443 or some shit, whatever it was, right? So this club was, you know what I'm saying? And we go in there, and a small world again. Bees, motherfucking Joe. Yo, rest in peace, Joe. My nigga Deshav is in the bar, man. Yo, he goes, Zay, what the fuck you doing here, man? This is like so right now the bar is like located in I want to say Alphabet City. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's cool. It's a section in New York City. Um it used to get popping back in the days, but gentrification helped a lot of areas. But long story short, man, I go to this bar, my niggas in there. He goes, yo, shots up. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm feeling myself, right? I'm like, yeah, yeah. He's like, yo, let me get 4 shots of Jameson, man. Yo, I tell you, when I took that swig, man, that motherfucker hit my shit. I ran to the bathroom. That shit came right back out like a shot, 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 shot. Everybody, yo, I was like, no more Jameson. That shit, you might as well have gave me motherfucking mobile gasoline, man. Chevron premium. Yo, some of these alcohols, because they distill them, and the longer you have the shit sitting in a bottle, the the better they like it. Like the worse to me it is, but 50 Cent supposedly got a liquor bottle that costs $30,000 at the you could probably get it for 20, but 30 at the place. It's $2,000 for a shot, right? So this guy goes, how much is a shot of that 50 Cent shit? The guy goes, yo, it's $2,000. He's like, I want the whole bottle. It came out to 30 bands, right? So this dude buys the bottle. First of all, it comes in like a case. It's like a lion head. He There's like a key. Opens it up. The bottle's right there. He does this thing. It turns on lights, so the bottle is like lit. There's two glasses on the side, like some ill, nice, craftsmanship glasses. He turns on the light for that. And then how he pours the shot is with a straw. Like I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy work, bro. Like, I'm like, this shit is wild, man. Like, but yo, there's some alcohol or beverages out there that will blow your brain, bro. Like, when you're a wine connoisseur or get into even that realm of a 1738 Xavier Rivera, you know what I mean? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, holy shit, nigga, this shit 700 bands, nigga. But they got some alcohol that costs more than vehicles, man. But that's why, like, I never, I never was fond of alcohol because I always told myself I like to be in control, and B, I never like something that like can change my like. it made me angry when I was drunk. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a cool Zay Dollar. So I didn't like it off the bat just off of that. You know what I mean? But yo, I appreciate everybody rocking with the kid. We got 11:50. You know what I mean? I'm gonna handle some ish. My fucking leg is killing me for some reason. But yo, I appreciate everybody. Bapo, I'm gonna hit you on the line. You already know, man. Um, Drake, don't go to Houston. Be careful. Sauce Walker trying to get you with the lean. And let's go Knicks, man. See you when the Knicks win the chip, man. Holla at your boys. $8, $8. Random. Look at that creature. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's $8. We outside, we inside, we everywhere, yo. Have a great day, everybody. Peace. Stay positive. Keep your antennas up. Stay safe. Be safe. You know what I mean? And make sure you understand your surroundings, man. Don't put yourself in a stupid situation, man. Wrong place, wrong time type ish. Holla at your boy, man. Be safe. Be safe, everybody. Yeah, $8. $8.